This series of bonus podcast episodes were taken from my 9-hour live stream on the 15th of April 2020. I interviewed 16 speakers back to back whilst on lockdown from the coronavirus pandemic, and I thought I would edit them just for you. Hope you enjoy and stay safe, my friends. Hey, good to see you. Well, look, you've got all the gear on. I'm glad you've brought us this beautiful attire today.
You know, I was going to just wear me t-shirt, and I wasn't even going to have a shower. Got to be honest with you, but I thought, you know what? It's the first time I've actually been outdoors in a long time, so I better make myself look all right.
Oh, look, there's our Laura saying you don't need a background. He doesn't indeed, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
So people might be looking now, Colin, thinking, I recognise that chap. I saw him run along the John Reed Road on the Great North Run. But where did this all start, Colin? Let's wind it back. Come on.
Yeah, do you know what? This all started in around about 2014. Hadn't done any running for years and years. I think it was about 15 years since I'd done any running, and I was working in a nursing home at the time. And just at that time, one of my wife's friends was diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, you see, I'd never had any experience of anybody with cancer or breast cancer, anything they had. And to watch her go through it was horrendous. And I wanted to do something, wasn't a doctor, wasn't a sort of like, I couldn't mend anything. So I said, listen, I'll try and raise some money. So I thought, right, I'll do the Great North Run, give it a shot, see if I can raise £350. But when the pack came through from the charity, it was Wear It Pink. Now, at that point, we'd just done a bit of a show for the residents at our nursing home, and it was Stars in Your Eyes. And we had to pick my hands in the hat, take out a name, and I got Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Nice.
Now, bear in mind, I'm 6'6", 19 stone, ex-Forces rugby player. I thought, well, yeah, okay, I'll give it a shot. And you know what? It was such a good laugh. The residents loved it and all this stuff. So I thought, well, listen, I'll try and, I'll hide the outfit on, run the Great North Run. I didn't even contemplate that Diana Ross's dress was tight to the knee. I remember getting to the start line and thinking, how on earth am I running 13.1 miles in this? I got the end and we raised thousands. It was just unbelievable how much people had thought, this is nuts. This man's, give him some money because he's obviously not stable here. So, but it was amazing, and it worked so well. I decided, listen, let's up the ante. Let's try the London Marathon, doing 26.2 mile in a 2.5 stone dress. I thought, it's going to take some work. And
so you got a new dress made for that?
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, I make all the outfits, you see. So it's kind of like, I think I'm up to number 76 now. So it's got a bit crazy in the last 5 years, and we're just under £129,000 raised now for charities.
Wow. What do you do? Colin, mix those charities up?
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Right. It was all for breast cancer and things like that, but I realized that as I got higher known in the sort of like profile area type thing, I could help people just by sticking a coloured dress on for their charity, just to get the awareness out there as well as anything. And now it's just literally I help as many as I possibly can. And, it makes me feel good for doing that. And it also helps the charity. So, it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned. And like you were saying earlier on, with the charity sector at the moment, they need every single penny they can get at the moment, because I understand people are cautious, people are worried, people are, at the point where they're thinking, where's the next penny coming from? But there's also got to remember that there are people out there with cancer, people out there who are fearing because they can't get their medication. But they still need the nurses to come in. They still need this, that, and the other. So the charity still needs to operate, which is why I do stupid things like you've probably seen this morning, or a stupid dress on and running on the treadmill. Do you know what I mean? It's 7 o'clock in the morning when most people are fast asleep, just to raise a few pounds for the charities. Do you know what I mean?
When you're running, Colin, do you go live or something when you do it? I've seen.
I do a live broadcast every morning around about 7ish, 7:10, something like that. and just to like wake people up and say, "Morning, here I am."
I did see it in a French maid's outfit, which I really can't unsee. It's I'm trying. I probably need to get a little bit of therapy for that.
I wouldn't mind, but that was what I already had in the house. Yeah, that was already there.
You've got the mannerisms off so well, holding the umbrella over your shoulder. It's just like it's meant to be, isn't it?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
When people are watching live, then how do they donate?
There's always a link on my live feeds and all. It's Virgin Money given, and it's Big Green Dress. So it's just look for Big Green Dress on Virgin Money given, you'll find us.
Big Green Dress?
Yeah, I'm running for Macmillan at the moment.
Right, okay. So you switch it, right? Okay.
I switch it around every time I do something new. So this is one of the things. I was listening to Pascal there, and honestly, what he was talking about was amazing. Because he was talking about you have to tell a story, you have to this, that, and the other, and that's exactly the same with fundraising. You've got to go through the metamorphosis stage where basically you turn from this 6'6" rugby player into the big pink dress. You tell about the journey, you tell about the story of why you tug at heartstrings and things, just to get what you need to get for the charity. And that's exactly the same for us.
Yeah. No, you're dead right. It's the story behind it and the authenticity and where it comes from. And actually, I mean, that's why I wanted you on the show today, Colin, because I've saw you, running past and your profile's raising. And I'm like, what's that guy all about? I need to know. And actually, I was really intrigued. And I'm sure many other people are intrigued. And that's why I think people will donate you, because they're like, what's that guy all about? And it's mysterious.
I've got to be honest, it's still mysterious to me. Like 5 years down the road, and I'm able to fundraise, and I'm still be able to get money in for charities and things. And I think people see my passion for what I'm doing. I think people see a lot of the thing. I have serial selfie takers, which is quite good. You know what I mean? I know people who've got up to 20 different dress photos with me and things like that, and I just think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And while I've been doing this, I've been lucky enough to be asked to do things like the One Show. I've been lucky enough to go on certain TV shows and radios and things like that. And it's just been amazing for myself as a profile thing, but also amazing for any charity I'm raising for. Like I say, it's all about profile and awareness.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because maybe Emily's one of your selfie fans, but she's asking there, what's the favorite dress that you've made?
Oh, do you know what, right? That's a tough question. I have two, I would say. My very first one, because of so many memories, actually there's three. I've got to tell a lie. I'll not do that. I'll do it that way. There's a one I ran the 2017 Great North Running, which was the heaviest dress I've ever worn, which is 3 stone 9 pounds.
Wow.
And it honestly was the most difficult and painful thing I've ever done. It took me an hour and a half to do 1.5 miles for the last mile and a half. My feet were bleeding. It was in so much pain. And it was a memory garden dress where people could donate and have a rose on the dress.
Wow.
With a message on for a loved one or something like that. And every step I took, I could see the roses, and I read the messages as I was going along. And that's what got me across that finish line. And it was just absolutely heartbreaking. But, the journey is just one day for me.
Yes.
And for these people, it's a lifetime. And that's what helps. It really does help for me. And my favorite dress then now, I'm going to tell you now, is the NHS one, the rainbow one I've done. It is also a pride dress, but it's so amazing. It's so bright, and it does tell a message. And it's just a big thank you to all key workers and NHS workers. It's just what they're doing at the moment is, without doubt, some of the bravest things you'll ever see.
Yeah.
They're putting themselves in front of the family, in front of other people and all that stuff to protect people. And that to me is outstanding, really is.
What are you going to do with that NHS dress, Colin? Where are you going to wear that next? Or
Yes, right. The last day of my challenge is the 26th of April, and I've managed to gather together some of the greatest fundraisers you'll ever see. Most of the ones you'll recognise from London Marathon, like Rhinos and Nessa the Big Nurse, and you've got Karaoke Graham, and you've got all these kind of amazing people. And I also gathered together some of the UK's best athletes and elite runners, the Ali Dixons, the Gemma Steeles, all that. And we're all going to do a 2K relay each, equaling the 42K for the London Marathon, raising money for the NHS. And that's the dress I'll be wearing on that day.
And are you going to do it on your treadmill, Colin? Or?
Yeah. I'm trying to get everybody to do it indoors or in their garden as much as possible to get across the stay-at-home message.
And is this good? Sorry, I was going to say, is this all for your charity or for the individual charities?
It's for the NHS charities together. It's right. They're trying to raise, I think it's £100 million.
Wow!
And they're doing really well, by the way. But every single penny helps, and this is why I wanted to get these guys together. And we've been lucky enough to get a great guy, Geordie, who is the guy who's, if you've ever done London Marathon in the Red Start, he's the guy who's on the microphone, jigging you, getting you all going and all this stuff, and live on, he does all BBC and things like that. So he's coming to do the commentary as well for the start of the race. But I'm trying, I hope he's watching actually, because I haven't messaged him yet. Steve Cram, if you're watching, I know you did a commentary for one of my videos, right? If you fancy coming over and doing the commentary for the day, that'll be awesome.
Oh, well, there you go. Of course he's watching, Colin. And
I'll send him the link anyway.
I'll tell you who could be watching. One of the guys put in the comments the other day, the old captain who's been wandering around his grounds of his house. Yeah.
Oh my God! Listen, if he is watching, this is no word of a lie. I've nominated you for the Pride of Britain fundraiser of the year.
Ah, really?
I just watched him last night. I thought to myself, do you know what? This is the epitome of selflessness. What an incredible man! 99 years old, man.
Is that what he is? 99.
He's raised over 5 million so far.
Ah, yeah. One of the guys in the comments before, he just put 5 million. I didn't know what he meant, but yeah. So that is wild. Brilliant. Isn't it?
It's crazy. I mean, I have trouble getting out of bed some mornings, and I'm only 51. Do you know what I mean? This man's doing so much amazing. Absolutely, hats off to the man.
Yeah, but I tell you what is as well. We spoke about kind of relatability in this country, and someone like the old captain there, we just think that's what Britain's about. That's it. Yeah. Like, give him money.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I've just seen Paul pop up there.
Oh, yes.
Paul. Lovely lad.
Yeah, Paul pop in. Is a nice comment there. So I think this is from Simon. Always a high five for my nephew Archie at Marsden. So that must be on when you're doing the Great North Run, Colin.
Oh, high five, everybody. You'll be watching.
Yeah. How long does it take you to do a Great North Run? Because obviously, if you high five and take it.
Right? I've done that Great North Run in 1 hour 17 before. But in the dress,
yeah,
my fastest time is 3 hours 16 minutes or something like that.
Right.
So it's like 2 hours, but it's stopping for selfies, stopping for this and collecting on the way around. So it's not a race anymore for me.
It's funny. I mean, I'm getting on now, and when I run it a couple of years ago, I think it was the last time. I missed last year, but the one before that. The first question everyone asks you is, "What was your time?"
I know,
and you put the pressure on yourself because you know people's going to ask you, and I'm dying just to not be so concerned about the time and actually run it for fun or in fancy dress, and then it doesn't really matter what your time is.
Right, even I get that. That's the first question I always get. What time did you do? Well, do I look like an elite athlete? Oh, yeah. It's kind of, do you know, it is something that's inbred in the Northeast, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think it is.
What's your time? Which is why I still remember my fastest time from years ago.
Yeah.
You got to ask that question.
You've still got the tattoo, 117.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that might actually happen for my 52nd birthday.
52nd. Have you had anyone doing crazy tattoos? Wouldn't it be great if someone got a big pink dress tattoo of you?
Well, they have. quick story.
Go on, stop it.
A great guy called. I'll tell you from story. It was the 2015 London Marathon, my first London Marathon. The dress was average. It was badly designed, fell apart left, right, and centre.
By yourself, obviously.
Yeah. I don't blame the manufacturers. Yeah. It was 7 miles into the London Marathon. I tripped over the front of the dress and broke 2 toes on my right foot.
You're joking.
No, I was in agony, absolute agony. Do you know the great thing about broken toes is, right? It hurts for the first half hour, but then your bones start setting, so it's not so painful. But I think I got to mile 8 or 9, and I just stopped at the side of the road thinking, how am I going to do another 19 miles here? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember writing online, guys, I don't think I'm going to finish this. And the next thing I know was this bloke who's bigger than me, 6'8" he is, massive beard, in a kilt. And by the way, when you're sitting on the floor, that's not a great view. He was... And I remember him turning down, and he was from Wolverhampton. He went, all right. I went, no, not really. I said, I'm a bit of pain here. He went, come on, I'll get you to the end. So we speed walked together the whole way, and his name was Big John Green.
Excellent.
We've been like brothers since. I mean, we've done a few races together as Beauty and the Beast and things like that, and it's just been absolutely immense. The guy got me round that run that day. And I own my medal, but he'll never, ever, ever get it. But no, do you know what it is? From that day onwards, we've been like real pals. Yeah. And, we're always there for each other. And we're hoping we're back racing soon because he's had problems, I've had problems, all that sort of thing. So it's been a little while.
Good. I love that story. I did something similar. Obviously, I wasn't nowhere near that, but I just did a great run, and I met somebody along the way. And I was flagging and she was flagging. We were each other's sort of pacemakers, if you like. Yeah. And I laughed and I went, God, I've been following you for the last few months. I've been following you. So we ran together and we both got our personal bests.
That's great. That's actually funny because I've had my best London Marathon time in the dress when I was with John, even with broken toes.
Yeah, fantastic, isn't it?
It was it was 6:06 or something.
Yeah.
But, usually it's about 7.5.
Right. Well, Laura's just said, I've just volunteered myself. I think that was because I was talking about doing it in a fancy dress. Now, Laura will remember that I did the Coast to Coast for Grace House last year, and it nearly broke me. So you can move along with that, Laura. Nothing to see here.
Hey, tell you what, I've always fancied Coast to Coast, mate.
Well, you can't wear a kilt. Let's put it that way. So your mate's not doing it with you, all right?
Well.
The last thing you want is that blown up down hard side pass. So you mentioned you've got like 70 odd dresses. Where are these stored?
Honestly, this is no way of a lie. My loft is a massive fire hazard. Streams and streams of dresses all over the place, fancy dresses, costumes and all sorts, man. So I'm running out of space. It's 6 foot high, my loft, and there's just no space left.
So you said you made them. You make your own dresses?
Yeah. I've got a condition called ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, and I can visualize 3-dimensional things flat. So if I can think of something, I can dissect it in my head and lay it flat, so I don't need patterns.
Wow.
It's really weird. I should have been an architect or something, but it's just... so I can just knock an outfit open in a few hours a day, something like that. It's just...
You're wild. Did you do that before you made the dress?
No.
As a boy,
it was only when I started doing this, I realized I could sew and do that sort of stuff. So I thought, well, it's easy, this. It's so just sewing with a needle.
Do you have like a sewing machine sort of thing? And
Yeah. Wow. My mum used to be a seamstress, and years ago I must have watched her or something. I don't know, but it turns out that it's not that hard.
Is your mum still around?
Yeah.
Oh, great! She gets to see you in your dress. I mean, she's obviously very proud. There's her son.
I don't know.
I'm sure she is. I'm sure she is. I tell you who else is proud. There you go. Our Simon's just said, if you do it for Grace House, he'll do it in a dress if you will.
Hey, I will hold you that, mind.
Well, actually, I did the coast to coast on that gentleman's bike last year. And you know what as well? He had a pair of balls swinging from the saddle that I didn't know about, and everyone was laughing when I was doing it because I couldn't see it was behind me. There's a pair of swinging knackers.
How on earth did you not get stopped by the police?
And let's see what Anne's saying here. It is an amazing skill, yeah. So you have to put it to great use. Well, I think you have 70. How many? That's 70.
No, you have put it to great use.
Oh, you have. I was going to. You have to.
Thank you very much, Anne.
You have indeed.
I've seen that picture with her with Mickey Mouse there. Like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I know. I think that's Minnie. I think that's Minnie. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I'll take my glasses off. All right.
Yes, Laura, there were flashing knackers on the back of that bike. Yes. So what's next in Collins? You've done Great North runs. You've done London Marathon.
Right? With everything up in the air at the moment, it's so difficult to organise anything at the moment because.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I've got the Great North Run, got London Marathon, got the Sunderland Run, I've got Manchester, and these are all in the space of around about 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, it's mind blowing how I'm going to physically do this, but I will do it, obviously. But the great thing, Great North Run this year, I'm doing it for an amazing charity, the Oasis Community Housing.
Okay. And yeah, it is good.
I think what a lot of people don't realise about myself and my father, we were both homeless at one point. It kind of hits home when I see people on the streets. I don't think people should be on the streets in this country. It's one of my things. It's just I really, really, really want to help some way of alleviating that problem, especially in the Northeast. I do understand there are, you always get the days where you think, is that guy actually homeless? Is this one actually homeless? But if I give something to somebody and I think they are homeless, then I feel better about it, and hopefully it'll make their day a little bit easier. So if I can raise enough money for it, then great.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Colin. Actually, if you look at the the current pandemic we're in, the homeless, we've tried hard to get the homeless off the streets and help them through that. So that's been a positive out that's come out of this, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because there's nobody on the streets as well, as in walking by.
Yeah,
a lot of these homeless don't get food or don't get this, that, and the other. So it's absolutely amazing that they've managed to get a lot of them off the streets, which is brilliant. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Just something just popped into my mind there, Colin. I was asking you what next. Do you? And I know obviously there's expenses involved, but would you go overseas to do any kind of London, Toronto?
Do you know what it is? I would love to. Right. A lot of the races abroad don't allow fancy dress.
Really?
No. New York, for instance. It was my ambition to do New York as the big pink dress in a massive sort of like American flag dress or something.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I've even talked to the organisers, and they've said no, not hope.
Wow.
But anyway, it's one of them things, isn't it? And I'm sure there's a couple of other races like that as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pascal. That's my website.
Yeah. Can you donate on there, Colin? I'll get some links to where you can donate.
Yeah, there's a link on there to donate, or like I said, on my Twitter page, on my Facebook page. Just look for Big Pink Dress and you'll find us, and all the links are on there.
You'll have to listen to a podcast I did with Catherine Switzer, who was the first lady to run the Boston Marathon. Yeah. She's an amazing woman. She comes and does the Great North Run and comes over to London. She's fantastic. And
I have a nice photo with her.
You do, do you?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I was at the going past because she was one of the official starters, I believe.
Yeah.
I was just going past, and I got a quick selfie with her as I went past.
Yeah.
That's the kind of inspiration that is just amazing. It really is. I mean, for somebody to go out there and do what needed to be done, to defy all the authorities and all that stuff, no one should get in trouble.
Yeah.
But still went out and did it. And if it wasn't for her, who knows what would have happened? Do you know what I mean?
absolute massive movement. You know, those iconic photographs of Catherine getting pulled out of the race.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And she's done so much for women in race and running, jogging, whatever. Yeah. Good man. Well, I can tell you who I can see now. I can see our friend Paul Lancaster waiting in the green room here. Handsome devil. I'm going to bring him in. There he is. There. Paul, have you met Colin before?
No. Hi, Colin.
Morning, Paul. You all right?
Hi, you're looking great there.
You didn't put the effort in, I see.
I feel very underdressed now, and you're
Quick, nip out and get a hat or something.
He's actually got dressed because he normally wears a dress during the day, but he's decided to take it off just for this.
Well, I didn't want to be outshadowed.
Well, I'm not wearing anything underneath this. There's nothing.
Or from the waist down.
Good.
Right, Colin, listen, so thank you so much for joining us today. And listen, thanks for everything you do for all the different charities, and well done on the fundraising. You're an inspiration, buddy. Cheers.
Have a great day. See you later.
See you now. Bye-bye.